I missed the deadline. It's now 1:30 in the morning. What a challenge this car has been. Getting in and out of it alone is hard work. This is the hardest car I've ever had to work on. I am so happy to be able to say I am working on this BMW i8. Oh my god, this is so cool. This is a very, very, very unique opportunity. And in essence, it's kind of one of the best sports / supercars to kind of start with on doing an ambient light install for me, because it's such a futuristic looking car. It's a BMW i8, and you know, these cars even now, even though these are basically almost a decade old in terms of some of the early models, look at how they look. They still look so futuristic, so new. The interior on them really hasn't aged at all in many ways. Obviously, yeah, it's got the older iDrive system and some of these switches and stuff are a little bit older, but in terms of the way it looks, you could pretty much sell this nowadays, update the head unit, and yeah, you'll be all right. You know, just literally just minor tweaks, that's it. The car will still look really good. But this car is in for quite a big install with me. I'm going to be looking at doing the ambient lighting. I'm going to be doing a unique version of that as well, not some of the standard casual stuff. This is going to be very bespoke. You know, the car's already got some ambient lighting. We've got some across the doors just here, on the dashboard here, and on the other side as well. So you can see that door over there. But that's basically it. Although it does have quite a nice blue light on the actual top just over there. So when you do turn the car on, it illuminates really nicely. So if I actually lock the car up, and I'll turn the lights off. So as I unlock the car, you can see how the interior has just got this really nice blue glow to it, which then changes to white as you open up the doors. But it's quite a nice unique touch, very cool look. But yeah, for me right now, the next job is gonna be understanding the car, taking bits and pieces off of it. I need to take the door cards off, I need to take some of the center console apart, and because I'm doing the Starlight as well, the headliner needs to come off. So these are all little bits and pieces that I'm going to work towards. It's good that the car's with me. I've got a little bit of a deadline. It needs to be done in basically in a few days time, because the owner of the car, it's his wife's car that he's brought over to me. He's doing it as a birthday surprise for her. So yeah, the heat is on. He's told her he's just coming in for a few little upgrades to do with Apple CarPlay, I think he said to her, and stuff. So she's not going to be expecting anything of what I'm going to be doing. So it's super exciting. I can't wait. So without further ado, I'm going to start dismantling the car, and then I'm going to fill you all in on it, because I'd rather know what I'm telling you guys instead of just trying to tell you guys as I'm figuring it out, and it just becomes really messy of content. So I'll catch up with you all once I've taken off a few things. Let's go. This is definitely not your easy, straightforward installations, that's for sure. It's especially weird working with the door being all the way up here. So to basically go into a few things, one of the things that I've learned with regards to taking the door card off is this part of the handle here doesn't actually, you don't disconnect this slides out. I'll show you on the other side. So as you can all see, there's a screw holding the rest of this casing in place. The awkward part is actually the clips, this one in particular, right in the top corner. So once you, well, actually, before I go into that, let me show you all how you get to this point. So underneath, right at the bottom, just here, there is a gap to put a trim removal tool into. You put that in, you work it all the way up, over, and eventually you'll be able to slide this whole thing apart. There's a few screws underneath here. They're T25s if I remember correctly, right? They're the only screws that we need to take off. Now, you want to disconnect ideally this top clip here, and then this bottom one just over here, and then work it from the bottom up. The reason why you want to do this one first is once you've done all the others, this one's really awkward to take off. So that's what I basically am going to be doing shortly. So I'll show you all what I mean. We work the trim removal tool in here first. So hard to do with just one hand, so I need to do this with two hands. Got a little bit more covered up now. So let's start off with the corner over just there. I said it's a bit more awkward being that it's all so high up in the air. There we go. Eventually we'll be able to get it off. Right. Like I said, so we've got 1, 2 just over there, and the third one just in this corner. They're the only screws we need to look at removing. So the screws seem really long, but there's only a short amount of it that is in fact drilled in. Well, screwed in, I should say. But right. Okay. I'm going to try and undo it here first. Right. There we go. Start. It's just mostly clips. And obviously, like I mentioned earlier, we've got the door handle, so all the clips are off. Slide the door handle out, which I will say is much easier said than done, but gotta make it happen. I do actually feel like removing some of the wiring in the back here does also help a little. There we go. That is this piece removed. Now then, to start up with the center console area, we've actually got a few screws that we need to uncover. Just going to put these little rubber grommets away. There is only the 2 rubber grommets here, not 3. It's really awkward to take off, but you can get it off eventually. 3 T20 screws here, so I'm just going to undo those. And so just like that, all 3 of the screws are out. We can slowly, so once you jiggle it out, there's cables just at the back over here that we just need to disconnect. So I'm just going to do that with both hands. So once removed, these are the connectors that I've just removed from there. We can start looking at lifting up the rest of this, which should actually, in essence, pop off bit by bit. So just gonna take my time, work around it all. Gosh, it is so cold outside right now, but everyone, carrying on with the work. So to remove this piece just over here, you've got a small screw that you got to access through this point. It's quite awkward. It comes out just over here. You kind of got to feel for it and everything, but eventually you can get access to that. Once you've taken that screw off, you can just basically pull it all forward and it will clip off. This piece just over here, you can just unclip it all and it will all come basically back forward again. The actual headliner, wow, to remove that piece, it's not actually all too difficult. I'm actually going to completely disconnect it shortly, and I'll show you all what I did to remove that. So to remove this panel from the headliner, all you got to basically do is the top plastic piece that goes on top of this guy right here. This just unclips forward, so it's going to give it a nice little tug and it will come off. And then from here, you've got these points just here, so one there and one there. These are for these metal clipping points here. What you're trying to do is get the screwdriver to squeeze this in, and then you'll be able to pop this side out. Do the same with the other side, or if you can, 2 people, 1 screwdriver on each side and a plastic trim removal piece on each side. Just do it together. Then you'll be able to pop that forward and then slide it outwards, because you've got these points at the bottom here, so you don't want to just pull it down. You got to pop it off and then slide it forward. So to take this trim piece off, it's kind of like the normal stuff. You got to take this airbag sign off, and there is a screw underneath here. It's a T25 if I remember correctly, and once we've taken that off, we'll be able to slide the whole thing forward. So just pop it loose and then it just comes off nicely, and there is the screw that we need to take off. So I'm just going to unscrew that. Once you've got that screw off, just bring it towards you and then slide it forward a little bit, and then the whole thing will slide out. I might need 2 hands to do this again, because oh no, could do it with just 1. And that is that piece completely taken off. Ooh, someone clearly broke that when they put it all in. So the other real kind of key point that I need to try and take off next is for the headliner is the sun visors. So this part's not too bad. We've got 2 screws that you can see where you need to get them to, but on the other side, that guy there, that's a bit more awkward to take off. And this is basically that piece. So what you have to do is these plastic tabs on the sides, you have to lift them up, and you've got 2 T25 screws again underneath. Just unscrew them, and then this whole piece will come out. And once you unscrew the other ones, the whole sun visor will come off as well. So in through here as well, actually, there is a rubber grommet that we need to remove. It's a bit awkward to take out, but there's another screw just in there. So once we've gotten that off, we've got obviously this section off here as well, be able to take off this whole centerpiece panel. And just like that, the whole piece basically lifts upwards. So now I'm just going to take my time and just disconnect all of the wires that are connected up. So shouldn't be too long of a process, but one that I'm looking to do now. So in the back just here, we've got this screw that we need to also remove. Same on the other side as well. It looks like Wolverine has been in here before. Don't know if the other side's damaged like that. No, the other side's fine. But the next pieces we'll need to look at taking off are just these trim pieces on the sides here that will allow us to get the headliner off. I'm not sure if the whole door card side sections need to come off as well, but that's one that I am going to have to figure out shortly. So coming over to this side, this is the first, well, I'm not fully sure if we need to fully remove this panel. It's probably better to, but it'll probably come out with the headliner once we're taking everything out, because you'll see how this curves up all into here. But we do have a screw that we need to remove from behind this, so just gonna get trusty trim removal tool, pop this guy off. It's incredibly awkward in here, but there's the first screw off. In the back section just over here, we do actually have another screw, so we need to remove this trim piece, which just pops off. It's kind of awkward, but it does come off. It stabs you a little in your hands, but just in here you can see we've got another T25. Now that can basically get taken off as well. So this guy just over here, if you work on it from one corner or the other, you'll be able to slowly but surely bring it towards you. It's one that you ideally, again, you want to do with 2 hands, but yeah, gonna work at bringing this out and showing you all shortly what it looks like. There is a gap here to take the thing through after you've removed it all and stuff, so yeah, I'll just gonna pull this off and I'll show you all what it looks like afterwards. I do want to make you all aware as well, as when you're taking this off, you need to bring this metal piece forward, and that will allow all of this to start coming off. So I'm just going to bit by bit take this all out of here now. So everyone, as you guys can see, I've got this whole setup going on right now. In fact, it was a lot crazier a little while ago. There is the headliner there and all the other bits and pieces for the car just scattered around right now. But basically, I'm actually looking at wrapping a few of the parts as well. So I've already removed this part from his car. It's got a little bit of damage just over here as well already. But got some 6D or 6 dimension, or however you want to put it, vinyl wrap, which looks really, really good. You can literally see the weaves running through it all. It's not the easiest of items to work with, and especially this panel is not the easiest of panels to start wrapping with. I'm gonna look at doing it. I'll put a link for this in the description down below. Just gonna look at applying it onto this and seeing how it goes. So fingers crossed, should go good. So everyone, that's basically all the wrapping stuff all completed. And it is definitely not easy doing it with carbon fiber. There's so many layers to all of it and all these other things. It's not that easy to work with, and you know, it's not like an air releasing one, so it is one of those where you have to really be smart about how you're applying it and stuff. And yeah, it took a while. It took about 5 hours, I would say 5 to 6 hours to wrap these 3 pieces. So yeah, a lot of trial and error. And carrying on with the ambient lighting now, as you guys see, I've put a strip in here as well. There's going to be one just there, and along with that, I've currently working on some other pieces as well. Basically, this car has to be done in essence 3.5/4 days. I'm gonna say 3.5 because when the customer dropped it off to me, the first day I was completely written off. I was still really ill, so I couldn't even touch the car. I thought to myself, I have to get a little bit better before I start tackling it. Then it was just yesterday and today, and I got so much to do. So gonna start the Starlights now. Got the constellation of the owner of the vehicle's birthday, so her birthday stars will be done on this. Gonna be looking at also doing some shooting stars as well, but main thing is get the actual birthday ones done, and then we'll carry on with the rest. I know where I'm gonna put the actual module for the Starlight kit, so you know, that's a big stress off my head now. And yeah, it's been intense. I'm probably gonna jump around in this video as to bits that I'm recording and stuff, but gotta do what I gotta do right now. So yeah, move off the last few things off the table, get ready to start Starlights. So everyone, I've managed to get the constellation of the stars kind of how I wanted it to look. Obviously, it's not exactly the 100% the stars because it's just gonna be too many stars and stuff. So here is how it's supposed to look from this angle, and that is roughly how it looks. So if you guys can see, I've kind of mirrored the way some of the areas are, and kind of trying to get the pattern to at least look like how it does. I'm not sure how this is looking on camera, but it does look a lot like it in person. So that's where this is at the moment. Next step is, like I said, starting to actually get the fibers in for the actual Starlight. So it's going to be a while. I'm going to skip forward to basically once I've completed all of that, and then we'll go on to the next step. So everyone, it has actually been a crazy time. Got the Starlights basically done last night. Me and my wife were working on it up until 5:30 in the morning. It took forever. The real main problem is on the back, there is this like foam like padding on it, which when you're trying to put the Starlights through, is just incredibly difficult to put it through on. So that was not fun, but been able to get that done. The next step right now is obviously getting all the wiring done with the car. I'm connecting the livener for the ambient lighting on this switch here, which is for the light switch. Very much the same. It's pretty much, I'm just treating it like a normal BMW in terms of that kind of wiring. And yeah, just gotta deal with everything else. It's had the Apple CarPlay fitted on as well, so I had to take out the whole center console, which is just crazy. And you know, had to remove all of these pieces. The Starlight box is going to go in that corner just over there, and just removed everything over on the back. There's just so much going on. I've literally got only a few hours to try and get everything put back together as best as I can. So the race is on. You probably won't hear from me until right at the end now. It's just crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna make it tonight. It might be into the early AMs again, but right, trying to do it for 9 AM. Got 3 hours left for that. Let's go. With the way the car is completely stripped out at the moment, I've got a strip just coming along here, doing one on the other, one on each side of the steering wheel. Obviously, we're gonna have that one in the center as well. 2 more along the center console. It's gonna look completely wild in here once it's all finished. I'm actually like, whew, it's gonna look insane. I actually can't wait to see how this is gonna look and what the finished results are gonna be like, because there's nothing nothing I would have done that's gonna compare to this. The Velar was hard work, but this is on a whole nother level. I missed the deadline. It's now 1:30 in the morning. As you guys can have a look there. Today is the day of giving the car back, so I have to get the ambient lighting all done, the Starlights all put back in with the headliner and stuff. The doors, I have been able to get the doors back on. They look really good. Super excited to get this car done. I need a break. I need a couple of days just relaxing. Ladies and gentlemen, you join me inside of the car right now, and wow, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I am so impressed. It is so nice. It is honestly, it's stunning. This is amazing. This is perfect. This literally looks like an actual star night. And you can see the reflective LED that I've put in and the other strips and stuff. It's all come together so nicely. This is such an atmosphere to be inside of right now. Oh, I love this bit. Look at that. Look at how it looks to put your hand in and open it all up. Wow, this is so cool. Been able to get it all completed off. I've skipped so much. This isn't so much as a how-to video. This is definitely one of some of the things that I've gone through. It's more like a vlog in that sense. What's the time now? Right, that's the time in the morning, and I've already done 6,500 steps today. You know, look, it's daylight. It's daylight, everybody. What a challenge this car has been. That's the only way I can put it, really. This car has been a challenge. Getting in and out of it alone is hard work, but my gosh, look at it. Just look at that. It looks so good, right? And then we've got the Starlight done. So it all actually works on the same app. You can control all of it. You can make it all work together in terms of how you want it to look and stuff. It's super cool. I'm just blown away by this. So I can't believe how long it's taken me to get it to this point. I'm not exactly a rookie in any of this. I've been doing installs on a lot of cars, and for this to take me this long just shows it was not easy. Not easy at all. This is the hardest car I've ever had to work on. So everyone, that is basically a wrap to this video. And what do you all think of that install? Because it was definitely 100% the hardest install I've ever done. This was filmed back in November 2022. It's now August 23. Yeah, it's been a while, and it's still basically, in my mind, the one car that just literally took everything out of me. Working that car on my own, having to jump in and out of it constantly, working to that time crunch, I think was the hardest thing. Working on something like this, so bespoke and so unique, you shouldn't really have too much of a time crunch on, because it just becomes too strenuous and those kind of things. So I definitely think if I had to do it again, I would definitely say it's gonna take a minimum of a week to do this big of an install, if not more. Like I said, there's already so much of this install that I just had to skip past, because there's all these extra bits and pieces that you have to dismantle and all those kind of things. And yeah, it was not an easy install at all, but I was able to get there in the end. Genuinely, when I finished that car, I thought, whoa, this i8 looks incredible. This is kind of just took that car to the next level, because it was one of those cars that it's a good looking car, but with the standard ambient lighting, it actually isn't that much. And because it was all kind of towards the bottom, it definitely made the car still feel quite cocooned inside. So with the way it was set up, it just felt like such a spaceship. And I can't believe that I got to work on something like that. I'd love to work on like another supercar and stuff like that again. Like I said, working on something like that, I definitely have to set that time apart and be able to say, listen, I need to be able to work on this my way, because you don't want to rush these things. Working on a i8 compared to working on a 1 Series, completely different ball game. You know, there's so many elements to it that you just don't think about. But right, everyone, if you would like to get your car done, whatever car it is, you can click on the links down below in the description area. That will take you directly to the kits that I use. If you are looking to get an install done to your car, be it an i8, another supercar, or any other car, you can hit me up either on Instagram, Facebook, email, or hopefully my website will be up and running in the near future, so you can check that out and book yourself directly through that. But for now, everyone, I just want to say thank you all for watching. Thank you all for seeing this build through to the end. Anyone who has watched up until this point. And thank you all for getting me over 10,000 subscribers. I will be doing a separate video just discussing my journey to that point. There are going to be a lot of cool changes coming to the channel as well. A lot of different things that are going to be happening. So make sure to subscribe to that. And yeah, hit like. Right, everyone. I look forward to seeing you all in a future video. Peace out. Bye.